Hey, thanks for joining. Three questions for you. Are you working harder than you ever have before and getting back less than you used to? You've probably read the books, taken some courses, followed some advice that you found online and still feel like something's missing. Do you suspect maybe that quietly that the answer isn't more effort, but something nobody's named for you yet, something that you haven't identified quite clearly yet? If you said yes to any of these, I want you to stay for just a few minutes because I've got some value for you. I'm Benson. I've spent 2 decades helping leaders, athletes, and operators figure out why their performance ceiling isn't where they thought it should be. What I'm about to share with you is that exact reason. See, there's a reason it isn't working, and it isn't the one you think. Clearly, it's not the one you think because you would have probably done something about it by now. You're probably working on the wrong thing. So if I waste your time over the next 5 minutes, and I promise not to do that, hopefully you're going to be able to find something out of this that is going to make you think differently and therefore act differently. You've been told that success is about performance, outcomes, results. So you've optimized performance your whole life, harder, faster, more. Anything that you can do to improve the situation. And quietly, somewhere, you don't say it out loud, you've started to suspect that it isn't quite landing. It isn't because you're lazy, it isn't because you're not talented, it's because you've been working on the wrong layer. The visible one is the one you've been working on. See, there's a word for that layer underneath. Most people live their entire lives without hearing it used properly. And that layer is called capability. Not a skill, not a technique, not a habit, that you can stack into a morning routine. Capability is the architecture underneath the result. It's the wiring, it's the structure, it's the pattern, it's the conditions that make performance either inevitable or impossible, no matter how hard you push. Performance is what the world sees. Capability is what decides what the world sees. Those two words aren't synonymous. They're almost opposites. So what we're really talking about here is performance versus capability. And I really want to make that distinction. And in fact, that is one of 101 distinctions that I put in a book that I created called 101 Distinctions for the Life of Business and the Business of Life. Think about the last time that you prepared for something important. A pitch maybe, a match, a conversation that actually mattered. Where did your attention go? It went to the moment, it went to the performance, it went to the result, the outcome. Now, hold that for a second. What if the result was already decided before you even walked in the room? Not by luck, not by talent, not by the universe, by an architecture that you built or hadn't for that matter in the months before you got there. Sit with that for just one moment. Almost everything you've been taught about preparation, about effort, about trying harder is pointing in the wrong place. The work isn't the moment. The work is in what you build before the moment even arrives. So what just happened? That shift you felt, it has a name. It's called a distinction. And a distinction is a tip or a hack or anything that you do. It's a sharper way of seeing how you function in the world. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. One distinction properly landed can rearrange the way that you move through your entire life. Now you've just had one. This book contains 100 more of those distinctions. 101 in total, each one 2 pages, each one designed to do with you what the last 5 minutes just did, but in a different part of your life. How you lead people who are watching you more closely than they're letting on, how to tell the difference between strategic patience and quiet quitting, how to recover from failure, without making it your identity, how to choose what you commit to and what you walk away from, and how to build something that lasts beyond the noise of the next 12 months. I want to be perfectly honest with you about what this is and what this isn't. It won't make you feel good about where you are necessarily. It won't hand you a 5-step plan. It won't flatter you. It won't tell you that you're almost there and you just need to believe a little bit harder. It's going to do none of those things. It's quieter than that, but it's also sharper. It's for people who've already sensed privately, without saying it, that the obvious path isn't the right one, that more effort isn't the answer, that what they're missing isn't another technique. The book is below, one click, and also sign up below because I'm going to give you some other distinctions direct into your email. I'm Ben Benson. This is Performance Capability. I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.